I'm Mike from the Losco, and this is my house. So I've been living in vans on and off for about 3 years now, and it all started when the last house that I was renting, my lease ran out and I was looking for a place, but while I was looking at how expensive rent was, I realized that I was never actually at my house. I was maybe there once or twice a week to sleep and shower, but the rest of the time I was always on the go, camping and riding bikes and doing bike things. So I figured, why not just save the money from rent and build out a quick camper van and live in that for the summer. So I spent about 2 or 3 weeks doing a quick camper van build in my old Ford Econoline, and while it was not the prettiest interior build, it was definitely super functional, and it really got my foot in the door when it comes to living in a van. I actually ended up enjoying it so much that summer when I realized that I could pretty much go wherever I wanted to, and as a mountain biker, that's like the best thing ever. So I rode my bike a lot more, I built a lot more trail, and also I saved a lot of money. So I enjoyed it so much that I pretty much daydreamed about it the whole next winter when I had another rental place. And I decided that I liked it so much that I would basically take all of the things that I didn't like living out of my first van and apply it to a whole new Sprinter van build to have more space, live out of it full time for an extended amount of time. I knew that I was going to not only live in it for a long time, but also I wanted to work out of it and have kind of a mobile office so that I can film video when I'm traveling and also edit everything inside and do it very comfortably. So this van is basically a culmination of all the things that I learned about building vans over the past few years, both for myself and also helping some of my friends build out vans. I think it turned out great, and in my mind, it is the ultimate mountain biker Sprinter van, and I really enjoy living and working out of it, so check it out. So my van is a 2004 Dodge Sprinter 3500, 158-inch wheelbase. It's the biggest one that they make. I chose to get the biggest one out there just to have the most amount of space to live in, because I do live in this full time, and I also wanted to fit lots of bikes and tools in the back, so it was a no-brainer for me to get the biggest one that they make. Since it's the 3500 model, it's a dually, meaning that it's four-wheel drive in the back. This van used to be a coffee delivery vehicle for a company in Seattle, and I got it on Craigslist like pretty much everything else I own, and spent about 1 year converting it and building everything myself. So everything you see in here, I did myself, which is pretty cool. On the exterior, I did some things to add a little flair to this thing. I got some bed liner on the rocker panels to just look cool and also protect it a little bit from rocks and whatnot kicking up. And then we have these sweet vinyl tree silhouettes that we made at the shop and installed ourselves. Me and my mechanic Logan did that, and it looks super cool in my opinion. I have a bigger wheel and tire combo than what comes stock on these 3500 Sprinters to give me more clearance for when I'm driving off-road. I do take this van on a lot of off-road adventures on logging roads and whatnot when I'm going to visit remote locations where I find sweet trails and stuff. So I wanted to make sure that I had an emphasis on getting up and around when I'm traveling off-road. All right, let's check out the inside. Welcome to the inside of my van. This is the third van or alternative living space that I've built, so I kind of knew how I wanted the layout to be. I wanted to make sure that I had a really big kitchen so that I could comfortably cook and cook as many meals for myself as I possibly could. And I also wanted to have a fixed bed so that I didn't have to like flip a bench around or something before going to sleep. So I could just hop into bed and call it a day. But I also wanted to make sure that I had a seating area where I can sit and work at comfortably on my laptop. But then I can also convert down into a little couch so that I can hang out and watch a movie on. I also wanted to make sure that I had lots and lots of room for storage in case I needed to bring spare bike parts with me or spare t-shirts or something when I'm on the road. So I got storage over the cab here. This is kind of anything goes, just a bunch of random stuff in that one. Up here, just going to be keeping a bunch of food items, just kind of things in mason jars, loaves of bread and whatnot. In here, just got pretty run-of-the-mill dishes. I don't have a lot because it's generally just me traveling. I could bring some spares though. And then up here, just have more food. Just got like some canned goods, and always have a ton of Lara bars with me whenever I go on a trip. Down below the countertop, I got another little storage area where I keep some bigger clothes items. I have mainly flannels and jeans and things that are a little bit bigger when they're folded. Also got my propane down here for my stove. And down here, I got my top loading fridge, which just pulls out on sliders. It's a dual zone, so this side is a fridge and this side I can make a freezer. And in here, I just kind of got the basics. It's generally always just gonna be a ton of vegetables and LaCroix. Gotta have LaCroix. And then in the center here, I just have a bunch of slide out drawers. Top, I just got utensils and some basic spices. This one I have like toiletries, pots and pans go over here. This one, I got a junk drawer, keep some camera equipment, just some random stuff, socks and underwear down there. And then the bottom one just has a bunch of just oversized food items and a strainer, things that don't really fit other places. So this is just kind of the anything goes for the kitchen stuff. And down here below the sink, got another little cabinet where I keep my drinking water. I just get filtered water at the grocery stores. That's 3 gallons, that'll last me a while. And then I have my gray water down here. This just drains straight from the sink, and then I can just take this out and drain it. Then I have my garbage and recycling bags down here. I got a small broom to clean up the van, and I have a dish towel drying rack, and that's that. Right here, I got a door that goes into a little separate storage compartment. Just keep like backpacks and shoes and stuff down there. And then on the door, I have my dual carbon monoxide propane gas detector alarm to keep me safe. Gotta have one of those if you're living in a van. And now for the kitchen, I have a big 8-foot work area so that I can comfortably cook. It is super nice cooking on this big open workspace right here. It's covered in stainless steel, so it's super stain resistant, and it's really durable, and it's just really easy to clean and keep up on. Over here, I got a small stainless sink. I have a cover that I just take off. Pop this switch right here, turn on the water, and boom, running water. Up above the sink, I have this really sweet paper towel holder that is like on a notched gear system so they don't unravel on me, which is cool. I got a fruit basket, also compatible with vegetables, as you can see. And right here I got my 2-burner stainless steel propane stove. I left it kind of open so that I can put like a big wok on here or a big pot or something and still have space to cook. So when I'm cooking, I just pop on the ceiling fan and open a window a little bit, and it just sucks a bunch of fresh air through the van and pulls all the carbon monoxide and condensation right out of the van, so it's nice and safe to cook in here. Here's my bed. It's a full-size 6-inch memory foam mattress, and it is very comfortable. Got a big comforter on top that's super warm, some flannel sheets, stay nice and cozy when it's chilly outside. Got a nice long window right here. If it's super hot outside, I could just crack this bad boy open, turn on the fan, and literally suck a vortex of air through here and cool it down like 10 degrees right away. It's really nice. For my wardrobe, that's right here. I just keep all my clothes here behind these sliding doors. And yeah, I just keep t-shirts and some folded shorts and riding gear up here. Keep my dirty laundry in the bottom. And then there's another space in the back here, which is actually completely empty. Just got a pair of swim trunks back there, but I have plenty of space in case I need to pack some spare stuff for a longer trip. And then last but not least, up here I have my solar charge controller. It's a MPPT charge controller from Renogy. I have 3 100-watt panels on the roof of the van, so 300 watts total. And I got a whole bunch of batteries, and all the wiring comes straight to this guy, and I can monitor where my batteries are at and see if I'm being charged and if I need to move to a sunnier spot. Up here, I wanted to be able to divide the cab, keep it warm up front or warm in the back, depending on how it is outside. So I got this insulated curtain here, and it's going to just kind of stuff away and clip onto these hooks. So when I'm camping and if I'm in a city or something like that, then you can't see what's going on back here. And it's not a total blackout, so I can have some light come through and wake up in the morning. And then down here underneath the seat, just tuck this curtain up, and I got my diesel heater down here with my thermostat controller, and I can get it seriously hot in here if I want to. This thing is awesome. It's super efficient. This thing is plumbed straight to the diesel fuel tank on board on the van. So I just fill up for a trip and don't have to worry about adding any other fuels to any separate tanks. Just turn this heater on and I stay super warm. It could be like negative 20 degrees outside. It's super warm in here. So I love that thing. It's a must-have. Now for the seating area, I have a small toilet which is mounted underneath the seat. So if you gotta take a poop in the middle of the night or you're on the road and you can't find a bathroom, slide this guy out, and it's a flushing toilet. I'd highly recommend having one of these. They're completely sealed, they don't smell, and it's just a must-have in my eyes. I love this thing. On this bench, I have it mounted to sliders on the floor. So you just pull this handle, slide this seat out, and it's gonna make a whole bunch of extra room. So another person can sit here and eat with me or work on the table with me. It's pretty sweet when this bench is slid all the way back because you're really close to the door. When it's super nice outside, I can sit here and work on my laptop and just pretty much be outside and look around, and it's really comfy. When that bench is slid all the way back, you can then take this table off of the wall and mount it in between both of the benches. I keep this cushion behind my driver's seat, and then there you go. Now it's a couch. And under this bench is more storage. Just lift it right up and fit a whole bunch of stuff in there as well. For building materials, this thing is super heavily insulated behind all the walls. It stays about 15 degrees warmer inside versus outside, even without the heat on. I have 1/4-inch plywood lining all of the walls, and then I use 1/4-inch tongue and groove pine on the ceiling. I have 1/4-inch tongue and groove pine on the backsplash of the kitchen area, and then all of the cupboards and all of the storage is all made out of pine boards, which were cut on a table saw to be super square. And then some of these cabinets are actually glued together, which took some time, but they turned out really nice. All of my cabinet doors and drawers are all held closed by these little spring-loaded turn knobs. So they automatically click closed when you close them, and then they can't open up when you're driving. To open everything up is super easy. Just put a hand on a handle and then turn the knob, open it up, close it back up, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about like latching things, and it saves a lot of time. I wanted it to be super bright in here, so I have 6 super bright LEDs that are wired straight to this light switch right on the wall. And underneath the kitchen cabinets, I have a LED light strip, which is on a dimmer. So if it's kind of gloomy outside and I'm watching Harry Potter or a scary movie, I can dim these down a little bit, give it a little movie theater effect. And then I got one light that is above my bed, which dims depending on what I'm trying to do, if I'm trying to read or work or something in bed. So that's super nice. That was the interior living space. Now let's go check out the coolest part of the van, the garage. Welcome to the garage. And this is a big reason why I got the biggest Sprinter van size that I could, because I own a bike shop and I wanted to make sure that I had room for bicycles and I had room for lots of tools. And I also wanted to have a work stand built into the back area so that I can work on bikes. So back here isn't just room for tools and bikes, but it's also an area for the utility stuff. I have a big 17-gallon freshwater tank back here, which is plumbed to the sink. And I have a hose up here, which I can easily hook up to a faucet on the side of a building or at an RV fill-up station so that I can fill up my fresh water so I can do dishes and whatnot. Plumbed to the tank, I also have a hose. So if I go on a really muddy bike ride, I can spray down my bike and clean it off before putting it away. Or if it's really hot outside and I wanted to take a shower, I could just take a shower outside, and that's a pretty neat feature. Up top, I built this wall to completely separate the living area from the back garage area, and I have magnet strips and bungees holding all of my tools on. These things are super stable and secure, they never move. It's really nice having all this space up here to easily organize everything. So if I do need to work on a bike in a pinch when I'm on a trip or work on a customer's bike, I don't have to fumble through a toolbox and I can just grab the tools right off of there. For bike storage, I can easily fit 2 full-size mountain bikes back here. I have 2 floor-mounted fork mounts, which the forks lock into so that the bikes don't move around when we're driving on logging roads. On this side, I store all of my clothes and helmets and pads. I don't have any crazy sophisticated systems over here. It's just kind of a organized pile. I wanted to keep it open, so if I did need to jam a bunch of stuff in the back of the van, I wanted to still have that ability to put a bunch of stuff in the back of the van. And I have ski racks up here, and I can carry a couple pairs of skis very comfortably and easily. And then also all of the wiring from the solar and all the accessories go straight down into this little compartment down here. In here I have 3 AGM batteries totaling 465 amp hours, so I can power all my accessories no problem when I'm completely off the grid, running just off of solar. And then I have a fuse box over here, and all of the accessories inside are all 12 volt. They all run to this fuse box and have an individual fuse for each one. I also have a waterproof floor in the garage, and everything is completely caulked and sealed back here, so it's waterproof. So if I go for a wet bike ride, my bike can drain and I don't have to worry about water running everywhere and getting behind the crevices and cracks. And then if I go for a ski trip and my skis are draining down on top of here, that is all waterproof as well. Thanks a ton for tuning in and checking out this van tour video of my van. Now, what do you guys think about my van? Would you live in my van? Is there anything about my van that you would change before living in it yourself? Drop some comments below. I would love to see what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button with the little bell notification so that you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And if you're wanting to get some of this sweet Lostco merchandise that I'm wearing right now and that I wore in the video, head over to our website at thelostco.com, and while you're there, pick up some sweet parts for your mountain bike. We would be more than happy to also help with any questions that you have on compatibility, availability, or pricing. So definitely feel free to give us a call at the shop, 360-306-8827, or shoot us an email to info@thelostco.com. Until next time, happy trails!